Hi everyone, and welcome to a new short series covering how to do achievements and stat systems. Now, this is a common thing you see in a lot of games, and I've been developing some unique little twists to this to make this as functional as possible for a variety of needs. And we're going to start things off today by building what I like to call the activity tracker. So this is going to be a way to track activity tags as the player does stuff in the game, and these can be used in conjunction with stat tracking and or achievements. You can even use them as part of your tutorial system too, which you'll see as well in this series. So let's jump in and take a look at how we start creating our activity tracking system. So, Unreal 5.7, I thought it'd be a good one to go into because we have this tutorial level and I can use this as part of the activity tracking system as well. So what is the activity tracking system? So basically, I devised a thing where I wanted a way to track what the player is doing throughout the game, okay, and reacting to what the player is doing accordingly. So all this stems from building a ton of activity tags, in your gameplay tag manager. So to remind you, gameplay tags, you can find them in your edit project settings. You just go into the gameplay tags section up here at the top left, and then go to manage gameplay tags. And we're going to create a new tag. So hit the little plus icon, and the first thing to do, change the source. And if you want, you can put them in here. You may also find that this might be useful to create your own new source asset if you want you to. So feel free to create your own sources, but for now, we'll just do that in here. And I'm going to call it, let's make sure that's going in correctly, activity, and then dot. And we can categorize these as much as we like as well. So, for example, we can do player actions, okay, dot, and here we can do jump, okay, for example. So here we can, every time we jump, we want it to report that activity to the activity system. Another way you could do is attacking, using special abilities. You just keep on adding more to this. So let's add one more to this one. And we'll do this one, fell from height. Okay. So we've got another tag to track there too. And I basically want to add as many tags as I want, really. I can go nuts with it. And what I'm going to do in here is I'm going to put in a couple which line up with what the tutorial level is doing inside of 5.7 here. If I can find the start of it again, that'd be handy. Where is it? It goes down here, down here, down here, down here. Here it is. Okay, so we've got movement and right mouse button to look around. And we can add that in there too. But I'm going to make this a tutorial section of this. So I'm going to go to player actions. Well, actually, no, do activity here. Add subtag. And this would be tutorial move. Okay. And we'll go to the next one. There's nothing there. Moving objects. We're over there. Actually, we'll do another subtag there about learn controls. Okay. Whatever tags you want to do for that. But basically, just keep on adding tags to this as you so wish. Now, the actual tag system is going to be handled by the game mode. Now, if you're doing a, say, multiplayer game, you may want to do this on the game state, in fact, as well, or instead of, sorry. So that way you can report tags more freely when you see other players doing stuff. It depends on the type of game you're making, really, but somewhere central is where you want. So the game mode is a good place for this. So let's go ahead and put that in the game mode. And this world is using the GM template game mode. So I'm just going to use that one in here. And in here, we're going to make a function. And we're going to do record tag. Or activity, sorry. And immediately, I just want this to report back the activity to anything that wants to listen to it. So on record activity, we're going to go to inputs. And we're going to search for a gameplay tag variable type. And we'll call that activity tag. On the event dispatchers, we're going to add an event dispatcher on here and do on activity recorded. And we'll add the input for this one for the activity tag as well. But at the very least, what this function is going to do is it's going to shout out with the event dispatcher with a call node. And when it calls us out, it's going to call out the activity tag. So we plug that into there. This way, we can bind things to it and make it react to whatever we want. Okay, so we'll do this for now as that. Now, to make life a little bit easier, and we've been calling this function here, I like to make a core common function library that we can access, as it'd be quite a useful one to have. So we can go to Blueprint, function library, and we'll do it common library. That's what I just like to call it. And in the functions, we're going to have record activity with the input for the gameplay tag. Giving it the name activity tag. So what this is going to do is we're going to get the game mode and then cast to that specific game mode. So cast to GM template. And we're going to call that function we just made. So record activity. And plug that into there. Now, being in a function library is really useful because let's say I want to do a thing where the player, well, let's say the player gets to this section, okay? They are getting to this point here. Well, because this is the level and specific to the level only, I can just do this in the level blueprint. So let's go to level blueprint. And we're going to put in a trigger volume in here. So let's just do a trigger volume. Like so. And we'll just size that appropriately to there. So in my level blueprint with that selected, I can go and have the collision event for begin overlap. And I'll check the other actor is equal to the player character. Like so. And then all I have to do is just search for my record activity common function. I'm going to choose what tag I want to give this one. Now this one is going to be for the tutorial. So I'm going to go in here, activity, tutorial, learn controls. So that is now going to report back that tag to my game mode. And just in case in point, I'll just go to my game mode and just set that up. Just a print string, what that's doing. I think I closed it. 1 second. Yeah, so let's just print string this to the tag. So when we walk into that area, we should just see this print string happening. So let's go over there. And in the top left, we should see that activity tag coming through. Now, why does this matter? Because that tag comes through, we can now use that to bind other things to it. So, for example, maybe I want this text here to appear as a widget on the screen. I can make that pop up with the widget using the level blueprint to handle that. Alternatively, I can make a whole trigger volume box to design around that too. But basically, it allows me to keep track of and measure what tags are actually happening. Maybe I want to count about every time the player jumps. So let's go into the player character. So I'm going to go into the first person character and we'll look for the jump. Here it is. And we'll record activity and choose the activity, player actions, jump. So now every time I jump, we get an activity being recorded. And you could have like a stat that you want to track, which is counting how many of those are happening, which is totally fine. You can totally do that. If you wanted to keep track of that, you could do it in the game mode and then tie it to your save file, how you want to handle it really. But if you wanted to keep it in the game mode, all it has to be is a map basically. So activity counter, and this be mapped with a gameplay tag mapped to an integer. And all we got to do is just drag out our activity counter, add to it the activity tag. So I'm going to search for activity tag. And then on here, we want to take the activity counter, find the existing amount we have, and add 1 to it. Okay. And now I'm counting how many of that tag is happening. So let's just put that print string at the end here. And I'm going to append the string for the activity tag, which we'll put in there. We'll put in space equals space, another pin, and that'll be the activity counter, find the activity tag, put it in there. So now it's going to print out not just the name, but also how many times I've done it. Jump once, jump twice, jump 3 times, and off it goes. Walk into here, learn controls equals 1, learn controls equals 2, and so on. Okay. Now, hopefully from this, you can start seeing the potential for this and how it can tie into systems like achievements. So in the next episode, we're going to go through how to create an achievement manager, which is then looking at all these tags and understanding when an achievement should be complete and how it records that achievement. So if you want to watch that next episode right now, head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley, where you can find all our videos early from just $1 a month. And if you sign up to be a Diamond Patron, you get a session as part of your subscription every single month with myself. So helping you out on your projects, answering any questions you have, or helping you debug that bug that you just can't fix. Head over to patreon.com/Ryan Laley right now to support the channel. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.